Hello, I'm back again. I wanted to do a quick video about my Cartier love ring because a lot of people ask me about it. So here it is. So I got this ring about 3-4 years ago. At the time of buying it, it was £1,100 in the gold, in the classic thickness. There's two different widths of it. So I got the classic and it was £1,100, but I think now it is £1,300. So it has gone up actually about £200, which is quite nice to know. In terms of any scratching, it is really just, it's lasted really well. The screws still look like screw-like. I mean, there's some tiny little surface scratches there, like, you know, it doesn't look new. There are a few tiny little nicks, but there's nothing major, nothing to write home about. It really is just surface scratches that I'm sure could be polished quite well out of. The inside, by comparison, looks flawless because I never take it off. But yeah, I love it. I wear it all the time. A lot of people ask if it is a good investment, and I would completely say that it is, because it has already gone up in value since I've bought it, and I'm sure it will continue to go up in value. And because it's Cartier, it's never really going to lose its value, and because it's gold, there is always going to be value in gold, which is always good to know. I love it. I wear it all the time. I know there are a lot of fakes around, and people do say to me like, "Oh, is that real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there it is." Which is quite nice, because it's not a fun conversation when somebody says, "Oh, is that real?" and they get really excited, and you're like, no, it's not. But yeah, mine is real. It is genuine. I love it. It cost a little bit of money, but actually, I think when you consider price per wear, I am getting that price down. One thing I would say though is my fingers expand in my fingers expand in the summer. It's, you know, they swell up like a pregnant lady, which I'm not. So I would say make sure that you're kind of aware of what size your fingers are in the summer and winter, and if you're buying it in the summer and your fingers are much bigger than they are in the winter, maybe think about that. If you're buying it in a different country, for instance, if you live in Florida or LA and it's much, or I don't know, maybe LA. If you live in LA and you buy it in New York in the winter, you might want to think about that, because your fingers will probably be a bit smaller in New York in the winter than they are in the summer in LA, because I don't know about you guys, my fingers get huge in the summer. So that is something to bear in mind. It's always good to be able to have the option of, you know, it fitting on different fingers as well. So do consider that. I bought mine specifically to wear on my middle finger, but when, it's really tight at the moment, but if the weather is super hot, I can actually fit it on my ring finger that's not my engagement ring finger. So that's quite nice to have. And if you're worried that it's a little bit too loose, which I totally understand, it's an expensive piece of jewellery, just another quick tip that I have is to put it on, and if you're thinking it's a bit loose, then you can put a ring like over the top of it. Like basically you put this ring on, you put a second ring on, and the second ring is much tighter, so it won't be able to come off without forcing the other ring off too. And that's a really good way of doing it. And also, if you're wearing it on, say for this one, it's a little bit loose. If ever I'm wearing it on this finger, I will kind of anchor it in with another ring that's tighter on top, so you can kind of like layer them up and also make sure that it's safe. Never wear it in the sea, because that is the primary place where people lose their rings. Apparently more rings are lost in the sea than anywhere else, I think including like muggings. But yeah, more rings are lost in the sea than anywhere else, so make sure you don't wear it in the sea. Most hotels will have a safe, and when I was in Egypt recently, it was the only time I didn't wear my ring, and I locked it in the safe and I felt good. I could snorkel without fear. So that is good to know. Also, if you have one and you don't always wear rings, another really cute tip is actually just like, you can take the ring off, slip it onto a piece of chain and wear it as a necklace, which is really cute. I have done that a couple of times Generally it's on my finger, but it's just nice to know that you have other options. And yeah, I just would say if you want it, get it, because it's only going to go up in money, in value. It's only going to become more expensive for you to purchase. You may as well have it now rather than in 5 years' time, when it's even more expensive and you could have had 5 years more enjoyment out of it. I wouldn't recommend getting a fake one, to be honest, because it might turn your finger green. And you know, it won't make you feel very good when people ask you if it's real or fake. There is studies which show that if you're wearing something fake and somebody asks you, it actually does so much damage to your self-esteem. Like having to say no, because it makes you feel like you're not good enough to wear the real thing. So I would always say to buy the real thing. Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of money. So if it's out of your price bracket, maybe don't buy it. But if you can afford it and you love it and you want it, I'd say why not? Because it's a great piece, and I still get compliments on it now. And it's been fashionable for quite a long time now, and I think it's going to continue to be fashionable. I think it's a bit like the Hermes Birkin or the Chanel Classic Flap. It just doesn't date. Yeah, that's my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching.